What if I told you that you could say 3 simple phrases and suddenly she starts thinking about you non-stop? She texts first. She makes plans. She starts chasing you. Sounds like some Jedi mind trick, right? But it's not. It's Carl Jung's shadow psychology, Stoic emotional mastery, and a little-known male advantage you've probably never used. These phrases aren't pickup lines. They're psychological triggers rooted in ancient philosophy and feminine instinct. Stick around because phrase 3, it flips a woman's attraction switch so hard, it's almost unfair. But if you use it wrong, you'll come off needy and manipulative. Game over. Let's dive in. 1. I don't need you, but I want you. Sounds simple. But psychologically, this phrase strikes right at the core of female desire. According to Jung, women are magnetically drawn to what they can't fully control. Desire blooms where there's mystery and freedom. So when you say this, you're sending a message loud and clear. I am whole on my own. Your presence is a bonus, not a requirement. It flips the script. You're not seeking validation. You're offering presence. Think about it. When was the last time she heard a man say he wanted her, but wasn't emotionally dependent on her? Probably never. That's why this phrase doesn't just spark attraction. It awakens her curiosity. Let's be honest. How many guys are out here texting "Good morning, beautiful" by day 2 of matching on Tinder? You're not that guy. You're the exception. And she feels it. But here's the twist. Attraction without emotional depth, it fizzles. That's why phrase 2 is the emotional hook she never saw coming. 2. You're safe with me, but not entitled to me. This one shakes the foundation. Why? Because it blends masculine strength with emotional boundaries. It signals to her primal brain, I protect, but I'm not to be controlled. Carl Jung taught that the anime, the feminine psyche, craves connection but fears being consumed or controlled. So when you speak this phrase, you align with her need for both safety and tension. She hears, he's grounded, but he's not going to roll over. He sees my worth, but he values his own even more. You've now become emotionally rare, and in modern dating, rare equals irresistible. Ever notice how some guys act like bodyguards with no boundaries? They're like, tell me everything, I'll never leave. Bro, she's not looking for a therapist. She's looking for a man with presence, not a doormat with nice cologne. But here's where it gets wild, because even if she's drawn in emotionally, her subconscious still needs one more trigger before she fully locks onto you. Phrase 3, this is where the real chase begins. 3, I trust myself more than I trust this. This one? It's a mic drop moment, because it reveals what 95% of men hide, emotional sovereignty. This phrase shows you're not desperate to make the connection work. You're detached from outcome. You're centered in your truth, not chasing hers. In Jungian psychology, this is shadow integration. Owning your fears, owning your limits, not needing her approval to feel complete. You're telling her, I'm not hypnotized by potential. I trust me. If this dies, I survive. That's power, and women feel it deeply. It's not arrogance, it's presence. It's the vibe of a man who's walked through fire and came back sharpened. It's like telling her, hey, you're great, but I've dated crazy before, and I carry holy water now. She laughs, but she remembers. Because confidence without dependence? It's magnetic. Now you know the 3 magic phrases. But here's the question most men never ask. Will you remember them when it matters most? When emotions flare? When she pulls away to test your strength? Because attraction isn't just built in what you say. It's built in how you show up. Speak these phrases like truths you've earned, not tricks you've memorized. And you'll find that women don't just chase you, they respect you. They don't just want you, they wonder about you. And in a world full of noise, that quiet confidence, that's rare air. If this opened your eyes to how powerful your words truly are, hit that like button to push this message to more men who need it. And subscribe, because we're just getting started. More Stoic wisdom, more deep psychology, more tools to help you rise above modern dating confusion. Remember, you don't chase, you attract. By who you are, this is Stoic attraction, and your transformation has just begun. But let's go even deeper, because most men think that once she's chasing, the game is over. Wrong. That's actually when the real test begins. Why? Because attraction is a spark, but polarity is the fire that keeps her obsessed. And here's the brutal truth. If you don't know how to handle feminine energy once it starts pulling toward you, you'll fumble the chase, you'll self-sabotage, you'll overinvest too soon and lose her respect overnight. So in part 2, we're going beyond the 3 magic phrases into the psychological terrain where most men get blindsided. This is where you learn how to hold the frame and keep her chasing long after the first spark. Let's get into it. She pulls away suddenly, goes cold, gets moody or unpredictable. Most men panic. They text more, they check in, they try to soothe the storm with validation. But here's the deal. Feminine energy is chaos, not in a bad way, in a wild, untamed, emotional kind of way. And masculine energy, it's the container, the boundary, the calm in the eye of the storm. So when she tests you, when she emotionally flails, you don't chase her into the chaos. You anchor deeper into yourself. Don't respond with, "What's wrong? Are you mad at me?" Instead, hold frame. Say nothing, or something powerful like, "I'm here when you're ready to talk like adults." That alone reasserts masculine polarity. She feels your groundedness, and it resets her nervous system. Think of it like this. She's the wave, you're the rock. She doesn't want you to chase the wave. She wants to feel safe crashing against the rock and finding it unshaken. You're texting, the vibe is flowing, and suddenly she hits you with 3-paragraph-long messages. What do most guys do? They mirror it, write back instantly, get emotionally swept up. But a masculine man? He controls the tempo. Carl Jung believed that human behavior operates in patterned cycles, especially emotional behavior. So when the emotional energy surges, slow down, breathe, take your time to respond, not out of manipulation, but because you're not governed by urgency. This pacing isn't just attractive, it's grounding. It signals emotional leadership. She begins to feel your rhythm, your steadiness. And feminine energy by nature wants to surrender into that steadiness. But here's the wild part. Even if you hold frame and pace powerfully, there's one more invisible dynamic at play. If she senses, on any level, that you're willing to abandon your path for her affection, the attraction will vanish. Not because she's cruel, but because, subconsciously, she no longer trusts you. Carl Jung taught that the masculine archetype is purpose-driven, it's focused, and when it strays from that focus, it loses integrity. So when she asks, "Can't you just skip that thing tonight and come see me?" and you cancel your commitment, you've just traded masculine authority for emotional approval. That's why she stops texting back. That's why she ghosts. It's not random, it's instinctual. So the next time you're tempted to choose her over your purpose, pause and say something that resets the frame like, "I want to see you, but I made a commitment to myself and to something I'm building. Let's plan for tomorrow." That one move, it makes her respect you 10x more, because it's proof you're not chasing love. You're creating a life, and she either aligns with it or watches it pass her by. Pattern interrupt. Okay, real talk for a second. Do you really think Jason Bourne paused a high-stakes mission just to reply to, "Hey, weird"? No, he handled the mission, and that's exactly why people follow him. Your life is the mission. Your purpose is the battlefield. Romance? That's the reward, not the reason. Let's bring it home. By now you've learned the 3 phrases that trigger deep feminine attraction, the psychological rules that keep her chasing once she's hooked, and the Stoic mindset that transforms you from just another guy into the man she thinks about nonstop. But here's the last cliffhanger most men never see coming. What happens when she's fully invested and you're the one unsure? This is where most men freeze. They don't know how to lead when the power dynamic flips, so they either overplay their hand or pull away entirely. But the man who understands this final principle, he doesn't fear emotional investment. He welcomes it because he trusts himself enough to walk away from what isn't aligned, to stand firm when emotions get messy, to stay grounded in truth, even when it's uncomfortable. That's the man who becomes unforgettable, not because he used a trick, not because he memorized a line, but because he became the line, he became the standard. And once a woman feels that, every other man seems less. Final words. You are not here to chase. You are not here to convince. You are not here to beg for approval. You are here to embody truth, to walk with calm fire, to live with intention and power. The woman who feels that, she won't just chase you, she'll elevate to match you. So say the words, live the codes, and become the storm she never saw coming. If this message hit different, if you're ready to stop playing small and start mastering yourself, smash that like button. Subscribe for more tools, more truth, and more tactical wisdom for modern men. This is Stoic Attraction. And you? You're just getting started.